So we as people of the United States, we as citizens of this country, must translate and must transfer that message that this coming Saturday we're going to have a free and fair election without any picture coming in, setting us up, violence and all of that. Let me share with the people here, time out for the violence and for the fraud and for all the things that tend to destroy the people of Sierra Leone. It is high time that we take our destiny into our hands so that there will be a free and fair election for the people, by the people, and God is the free of us all will see that that would happen. Thank you for letting me say it.
Thank you very much, Dr.
For us to have a free and fair election in Sierra Leone. This is why I appreciate what the Coalition for Free and Fair Elections is doing here today. We congratulate them on that, and we ask the international community to please continue to ask our present government that within the upcoming election let it be free and fair. Let the opposition parties are allowed to go wherever is necessary, and let the people of Sierra Leone speak. I thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you. I'd like to introduce to you next Mr. Joe Beasley, who is the International Director for Rainbow Push. Just one moment, please. And now I'd like to introduce to you Mr. Joe Beasley, the International Director for Rainbow Push. I've known Mr. Beasley over the last couple of years and known him to be an absolute stand for African democracy and freedom. He travels tirelessly throughout Africa and South America, and I understand perhaps India as well, and is known internationally for civil rights and human rights. In particular, he stands for the African people. Mr. Joe Beasley.
Thank you very much to Representative Tyrone Brooks and other members that will be speaking. I prepared a written statement, so I won't read it because it kind of speaks for itself. But as we stand here in the Georgia State Capitol, in my statement I indicate the need for an ability for people to disagree in Sierra Leone as well as other parts of Africa. I think the fact of the matter is that all of the white world view African people, whether we're from here in Georgia, whether we're from Sierra Leone, or from Zambia, whether we're from Brazil, we come as a package. And so they've treated us as such right now. And so what I would urge people of Sierra Leone as you bring your new election, that you look at the problems that plague not only Sierra Leone, but black people all over Africa and indeed all over the world. As a matter of fact, we have a common problem. That problem is then and now the matter of white supremacy in the world. So we were brought here, 400 years ago to build Georgia, to build the United States, to build the South. As Ms. Carrie Williams suggested, yes, I'm all over South and Central America. Africans built Brazil, Colombia, right on down the line. And so this whole scheme that really keep African people fighting one another, and the 11-year war in Sierra Leone, which was perpetrated by outsiders, is something we must begin to get a handle on. And so I dare to suggest that isn't Mr. Taylor from Liberia or someone else, it's the same white crowd of white supremacists that is causing the problems in Africa. And so once we get through this election, we hope to be free and fair as described. But as we get through with that, then we need to focus on where the real issues are. The fact of the matter is that the African goods of Africa, the richness of Sierra Leone is controlled by others. We must change that. And so I'm committed to work closely with whoever want to work to make sure that we have justice and fairness in Africa. Last point, I think is a very salient point. It is a damnable process that cows in England and Germany and France get $2 worth of feed a day, while African babies and African families live on less than $1 a day. We must change it. It cannot be changed with internal affairs at Sierra Leone, but we as an African people, that based upon our struggle, based upon the inequity that's been heaped upon us over the last 5 years, we've got the moral authority to move forthright, and we will focus on the right target. Thank you very much.
Representative Tyrone Brooks, again, well-known in the Sierra Leone community here in Atlanta as well as internationally, is the president of the Georgia Association for Black Elected Officials. I've known Mr. Tyrone Brooks also for the past 2 years, and he and Mr. Beasley both came to a symposium at the Carter Center to discuss democracy and freedom and the take that Martin Luther King, his influence in Africa to this day has on democracy and freedom, not just for Africa, but for African Americans. Representative Brooks.
Thank you very much, Sister Carrie, and to my distinguished friends and colleagues who are here today, a part of this coalition. Thank you very much. Thank you, Joe Beasley, for your remarks and agreeing to serve as Gabio's ambassador to Brazil. We need to do more to, I guess, formalize that and really begin to take delegations from here to Brazil. I'm happy you having Dr. Lowry get into Brazil next week. I just want to say on behalf of the Georgia Association of Black Elected Officials that whenever we are invited to participate in any issue dealing with our continent of Africa, we try to respond, whether it's Sierra Leone or any other country on the continent. We understand the importance of unity, and in your statement, you will see that the lack of unity is a big part of our problem. Sierra Leone and North America, wherever we are. Even the Sierra Leoneans who live here in Georgia have to hear that message that we have to come together. As a matter of fact, last week I was on the phone after I received the emails from Sister Carrie calling those from Sierra Leone that I know personally, inviting them to be here, and for whatever reason, they gave me all kinds of reasons as to why they couldn't. Last week in Monroe, Georgia, we tried to highlight the fact that unity is very key in solving our problems in North America, South America, Europe, Africa, Asia, wherever, because we understand that if it is divided, we will never ever accomplish the unity and see the kind of progress that we desire, whether it's Sierra Leone, free and fair elections, or whether it's here in Atlanta, Georgia, or the U.S., or throughout North America. We understand the key word is unity. And that's why we had brothers from Somalia, Ethiopia, South Africa, and a sister from Sierra Leone with us in Monroe last week. This is a terrible day for media because SCLC is dedicating its international headquarters in a few minutes on Auburn Avenue, and all of the media is camped out up and down Auburn and Edgewood, waiting on President Clinton and Senator Hillary Clinton to come and dedicate the headquarters at 4 o'clock. So that's why you don't have the mainstream traditional media here right now. That's where they are on Auburn Avenue, where I'm headed in a few minutes. But I just wanted to come by and tell you that Gabio will be ready to work with any brothers and sisters, whether you were born on the continent or whether you were not born by accident on another continent. If you have African roots, we want to work with you. We want to support you. And we will try to facilitate a greater dialogue, Joe, beyond this news conference with Sierra Leoneans who live here in Georgia, and try to bring them all together and try to send a concise message back home that we want free and fair elections, but also we want our brothers and sisters who are not living in Sierra Leone anymore to understand that they have a responsibility to work together here. And we can't have the division, and we can't have the slave plantation mentality, the Willie Lynch mentality, colonial mentality that was in embedded in Africa for many centuries. We can't have that today. This is 2007. We got to bury it. If we could bury the N-word, we've got to bury the division that is still prevalent, even among those who live here in Atlanta and Georgia. So maybe we can, with Rainbow Push, Concerned Black Clergy, maybe we can facilitate a larger dialogue